Hello, everyone. This is not my normal setup. It's also not my normal audio. I'm not whispering, and I'm filming with my phone today. So, very different. If you're new here, it's very different than normal. But I just thought we would experiment a little bit. I've been really loving soft-spoken videos. I know you guys ask me for them quite a bit, so I thought that's what we would do today. I'll explain why that is a little bit more as we get into this ramble, but that's basically what I'm doing today, is just rambling and hanging out. It's raining, there are some birds chirping, and I'm not even gonna lie, this has not been the most peaceful day. It started good, but if you guys saw my community post, basically I already filmed this video, but I'm out of town, so I don't have my normal mics with me or my camera, and I forgot the mini mics. So I was trying to film with my earbuds, but they're terrible. The quality of I love my earbuds. They work great. The mic does not work great. It literally sounded like I was underwater. It was terrible. It was not good. I tried so hard to save it, and I just decided, even the real ones, we're not gonna be able to push through it. It was just not very good. So we're refilming, except now the rain is lightening up, and so there's the birds are kind of coming back out. So hopefully you like it. I think the audio is way better than it was, believe it or not. But anyway, so earlier I was much more peaceful. I was even getting so absorbed in the moment that I kept getting brain farts, and I just I was just taking in my surroundings. Now I'm a little bit more irritated, but that's why I'm just gonna hang out with you guys, and we can comfort each other. We can practice gratitude for all of the things that have been going well, and we can just take advantage of this time together. So that's what we're gonna do. This is slightly future Carmen popping in. I'm gonna talk about this in a second. I did already try and film this video once, and it did not go well. But if you guys are curious in seeing that video, I am gonna go ahead and post it on Patreon. I do have a Patreon again. There's a ton of videos on there from the last year when I did it. So there's lots of old stuff on there. And September was our first full month. So there's new stuff from September. And then October, obviously, will be another new month of content. So if you're curious, I have tiers from $2 all the way to $20. So I did write down a couple of the things that I talked about in the last video. So I'll try and remember, everything, but you guys know how I am. I just kind of ramble, so we'll see where this takes us. But anyway, I'm still gonna call this casual ASMR, because that's really what it is. I have a similar idea of a series that I wanted to do for a long time, and that one's more unintentional ASMR. This is casual ASMR. But I have a series that I've wanted to do for almost 2 years, but I just never have really prioritized doing it. So I think around Thanksgiving is when I'm going home again, and so when I go home then I'm gonna try, and weather dependent, but I basically want to go sit by the creek out in the woods, and maybe I'll like whisper or soft speak a little bit, but also I'll just kind of be hanging out. I might read, I might journal. It's similar to the vibe of like those girls who do like camping videos. It's kind of like the inspiration, but more ASMR, and you know, I don't know. I think that's just something that I'm brewing up. But this is more just kind of casual ASMR. You can tune me out. It can be background noise, or maybe it'll actually help you sleep. But either way, maybe it's just comforting. I don't know. Maybe it's really annoying and you're not watching it. But I hope it reaches someone. Honestly, even just sitting here talking to you guys again is already improving my mood. So, yeah, I do have another coffee. Anyway, so like I said, I filmed this and I had a coffee. So now I'm filming again and I have another coffee. Although this one's way cuter. This one is beautiful. My other one was just normal coffee in a mug. This one's a beautiful latte. You can't really see the top of it, but there's cinnamon. I think it's kind of hot, but I'm gonna sip it and see. Oh my god, that's so good. The rain's picking up. The birds are picking up. Oh my gosh. Cheers, everybody. I almost feel like the vibe of this type of video is kind of like a live stream. I don't do live streams that often. I've done them probably like 3 times. But I really love doing live streams, so maybe that's something I'll try and do more. But this feels like kind of like a live stream, like very casual. I'm also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm in a rocking chair. It's kind of stuck on a rock, so it's not super, it's kind of, it's not really rocking that well right now, but there's a little squirrel. Oh no, it's a chipmunk. He's back. Hi. Oh, guys. This little chipmunk. He was here when I was filming earlier, and he's back. Okay. All is right. Anyway, I never come into my videos with points to talk about. I just kind of ramble, which I think you guys know, because nothing's ever very coherent. But in the first time I filmed this, I did start talking about kind of like my health journey. So I think I'm gonna try and remember like what I was saying, and maybe this time will actually be better, because I'll be slightly more organized with my thoughts. Literally, I think someone is playing the drums. Like, what? But anyway, so I know if you guys have been here for a little bit or for a while, you might have heard me talk about my health issues. It's nothing crazy, but like pretty much since college, I think. I would say for the past like 4 years. mainly. Like, I think I basically had stomach problems. And I think I started noticing it for the first time in college. But really, like, the height of it has been the last 4 years. And again, nothing major, like, I'm fine. It's mainly just annoying and inconvenient. I mean, for the most part, I have been down bad a couple of times, but I don't know what the cause is. I think for a while I was really trying to figure it out. I'm not really searching for the why anymore, but that does kind of lead me into the rest of my health journey, because I had just kind of started implementing healthier habits unrelated to my stomach problems, and probably the last year, my stomach problems have been way better. Like, I've started to notice a big difference. So I'll get into that in a second. I do want to say, because this will revolve all around like very like non-toxic and holistic living. So if anyone is interested in that, please let me know. I would love to do more of like an official either Q&A or just kind of like a separate video talking about everything I've learned and experienced. I had the idea before to even do like some sort of club. So like, I don't know, but I think it could be fun to have like a little club where we just kind of talk about stuff and share things and learn from each other. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But I think that could be fun. But basically, if anyone is interested in that realm, please let me know, because I love talking about this stuff. I love learning about this stuff. So I would love to share more with you guys and to talk with you guys more about it. So let me know if that's something that you'd be interested in. But basically, my stomach problems, like I was saying, I don't know what causes it. I don't know. Either something is wrong with me, or it's just severe anxiety. I don't think it's exactly like one or the other. I think that it's kind of a mix of both depending on the time, but there's just been certain like factors and occurrences where I thought, okay, maybe anxiety is playing a very large role, and I know that it is playing a very large role. I don't think it's the only thing. I do think there's something else going on that I'm not sure about, but anxiety is definitely a big part of it. So yeah, I'm not trying to get into all of that right now. I'm not trying to like talk about all of the gross parts. I just wanted to tell you guys more about the positive things that have come from all of this. But basically, unintentionally, through like these healthier habits that I've been trying to practice, unintentionally my stomach problems have been getting better. That's why I say I don't think it's just one cause. I think there's a lot of things happening. But yeah, so about a year ago, maybe a little more than that, but I feel like about a year ago is when I started really getting interested in holistic things and like kind of like the non-toxic lifestyle and natural remedies, things like that. I just think it's so interesting. I think it's fascinating. I think there's just so much to learn about it, and I don't know hardly anything. like I'm still at the very beginning of my journey, but I feel like basically I kind of started at the very bottom, like in entry level, and I think kind of since then I've slowly built up like my routine. I've never had a routine. I've never been able to really do that. I've never had a good sleep schedule. I've been a night owl since the day I was born. I know a lot of us, especially in the ASMR community, struggle with insomnia. And I don't think I exactly struggle with insomnia because like when I want to sleep, I can normally. It's just that most of the time, like, I just don't want to go to sleep, which I don't know if that's like a subset of insomnia or if that's just anxiety. I don't know. But I've been like that for my entire life, and I'm finally and I've never been able to like build like those healthy habits. So I know where I want to get to. Like, I've had the same routine goal for probably like 3 years, and I'm finally starting to see some progress at it, which is very exciting. And it's not something that I think I intentionally did. I basically just said, what is my number one priority? I was like, I'm failing at all of this. Let's just dial it back. What's really like the number one thing right now that I want to do better at? So the place that I started at was with eating whole foods. I'm not perfect with any of this by any means, although I think that one of the next like steps I kind of want to take is getting more strict with everything that I'm already doing. But I started with a lot of grace for myself, a lot of trial and error, and just like kept reminding, I just kept trying. But I've been cooking a lot more of my own food. I try not to eat out very much. And now that's not because I don't love it. I love eating out. But it brings me a lot of comfort knowing exactly where my food came from and knowing what's in it. I do still eat out, of course. I love Chinese, okay? But most of my meals now I'm making, they're very simple, but they're so good. It's so easy to make delicious food, because that's the thing about me. I'm not about to just eat plain, bland chicken and rice every single day. I can't do it. I need food to be fun and delicious still. So I've been doing that, but it's still whole foods, very nutrient dense meals. I've cut out like processed things. I've cut out preservatives, seed oils. I still have sugar, but I limit it, which really isn't that hard for me, just because like I'm not eating a lot of snacks that have just like a ton of added sugar. My coffee doesn't. It's not hard for me to limit it because I just don't consume that many things already that have a bunch of added sugar. So I say I limit it, but I really haven't had to cut anything like out of my diet to do so. I'm just more aware of my sugar intake. But so that's kind of where I started, and especially now after doing that for so long, and again, I have not been perfect with it, but I have seriously noticed a difference in my stomach. And when it used to kind of be like I had all of the bad habits, including like my sleep. That's the other thing. I've been sleeping. I've been prioritizing getting good sleep. Sleep is so important for your health, long term and short term, but especially long term. It is like the number one thing you can do for yourself. And it's so hard to prioritize, especially if it doesn't come naturally to you. Like, that does not come naturally to me. So I've really had to like put effort into doing that. But I have noticed such a big difference. I'm at the point now where this is what I was trying to say, is that before I was at this point where I had all my bad habits that I was doing. And so like if I did the good habits, I wouldn't really notice a difference. Now I'm at the point where I'm mainly doing the good habits. And when I do the bad habits, I notice. It's really cool to see. It's very validating, honestly, because a lot of these like health-minded things are long-term goals. You're not seeing, not everything, but a lot of the time, like, you're not seeing, progress or like validation of those things in the moment. It's more, you're in it for the long haul. You're like thinking, it's like investing, like you're investing in your health for the long term. So now it's like, does this really matter? Is this important? Like, is it actually making a difference? Is this real? Like, those are all things that I've thought, but I think now I am starting to kind of see a difference in certain areas, and it just kind of validates the whole process. So it's kind of fun to see that sometimes, but yeah, so basically I've kind of got that down more. Again, not perfect by any means, but it doesn't feel so overwhelming to think about that now. So I've been better about food, sleep. I'm starting to incorporate movement more into my life. It's becoming less overwhelming. It's feeling more natural. And I feel like kind of the next step that I want to take, and this is the whole roundabout tangent, but kind of what spurred this thought is that I was sitting out here just feeling so at peace earlier, with the rain and the fresh air. And it's just another thing that I've been thinking about lately is like prioritizing getting sunlight in the morning and doing like breath work and like deep breathing exercises, because that's something that I'm like, okay, that's a little too hippie land for me. But the more I learned about it, your nervous, like all of that is connected to your nervous system. Oh, it's raining again. All of that is connected to your nervous system, and that's something that I've kind of just not even given the time of day to thinking about. But that is another thing that it's so hard to believe, because you don't see it happen in front of you right away, like you don't see it. So it's like, what the fuck am I doing breath work and grounding? But I think it's really important, and I think that's something that I really want to prioritize, is like just paying more attention to and learning more about the nervous system. And because I think that and like just your mental, like how much that all affects how much your mind has the power to affect your physical health is crazy. It's mind-boggling. It's so spiritual. It's crazy. It's fascinating. And that's why I'm kind of grouping it in as I talk about it. I'm kind of like grouping it in with the nervous system, but it's all related. And it's crazy. Anyway, that's my tangent. maybe, who knows, maybe I'll do like a breathwork workshop or something, and then I can teach you guys, and we can all like do our breathing exercises together. But yeah, anyway, yeah, it's just so fascinating. So like I said, if anyone is interested in this kind of thing, let me know. I feel like really my roommate Hannah, her and I talk about these things a lot, and I also talk to Justin about it, but that's really it. It's not something that I share with a lot of people. So I would love to share with you guys and talk to you guys if you're interested, and if not, then I won't bore you if you're not interested. But yeah, okay, the rain I think has pretty much stopped. I think that's where I'm gonna leave it. Hopefully this turned out better. I'm hoping I didn't explode the mic. But I appreciate you guys so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it could bring you some sense of peace, whether that helped you sleep, whether you just had some company, whatever it is. Maybe it helped turn your brain off for a second. Maybe you're thinking about your own health now. Yeah. Anyway, that's all. I keep falling in this chair. Yeah, I'm gonna sign off. Remember to give yourself grace, give others grace. We're all just trying to do our best. And most people want the best for one another. So that's all I've got. Thank you guys so much for being here. I do want to say really quickly that if you saw my last video about the Patreon free trials, those I have picked the people who are getting those. Thank you to everyone for your interest in it, and another shout out to David for supplying those. And yeah, so that's all I've got for you guys today. I will see you either on Patreon or I will see you next week. Bye.